Hello and welcome to Jamie's Motion Graphics, episode 27. Today we're making this. All of this has been made in After Effects and all of this has been made from scratch. I will explain to you step by step how you can make it yourself. Okay, here we are in After Effects. We are just going to create a new composition here, 1280, 720, 30 frames per second. 10 seconds, yeah, let's make that 30. Make sure we have enough time to work with. And we're just going to put on some random stuff for the beginning. So first of all, let's make a new layer. It's going to be a solid. And of course, the solid is going to be, I don't know, let's make it some kind of, yeah, let's all make gray colors and then we can work with them afterwards. So we're going to take a grayish background as well, I guess, but not this one. So let's also make a new solid, which is going to be our background. And our background is going to be a different color than this. It's going to be like this, like nice and dark, but it is still going to be, well, gray instead of actual black, because we want to color it later. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of gray things, and then we're going to add an adjustment layer, put some curves on there, and then the curves will actually color everything according to where we are. So currently, for example, if I wanted to make it red, I can just make it red. And the different gray things will actually make for different effects, different color, well, gradients. Anyhow, yeah, we're not going to go to the polygon tool. We're going to go to the ellipse tool and just make an ellipse. I'm going to type it in, so don't worry about it. Yeah, mask path, next to it is shape, for those of you who've never followed a tutorial of mine. We're going to make it 490, 210, 790, 510, which means 300 by 300. Yeah, reset to ellipse normally. It was already an ellipse, so it doesn't matter. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the Mosque Expansion to actually, well, to actually make the shape that we want. As you can see, you don't have to scale anything then. It's always in the middle this way, and what we want is we want to duplicate this mask. Oh no, not yet. The first one we're going to wipe on is just this. So let's put the radial wipe. There it is. Oh, I missed it apparently. So we're going to drop it onto the gray solid. I'm going to turn off this this layer for now. We can of course change the gray colors afterwards, but the thing is we can now change colors without having to change every single layer. So let's make it from 100 to 0. Yeah. So 100 at time is 0. I guess shouldn't take time is 0, but yeah. Should take more like time is 15. 15 of course being half a second. And then we're going to wipe it off on for like 1 second long. This is like a slower animation because it's the beginning and we want to have some variation in that. And then it's going to be 0. So currently it wipes on left to right and we don't want that. Well, I guess it wipes on counterclockwise and we want it to be clockwise. So here we go, and then we're going to wipe it off. Yeah, let's also do this and then hit the U, set it to here. Okay, go like 1 frame on, I guess, set it to clockwise. Also set an animation frame or keyframe for the transition complete, so it's still 100%. And then at 215, this one will wipe back off. Did I change this already? I don't know, we'll see. So it wipes on like that, and then it wipes off in the same direction. But at this moment, so at the moment it starts doing this second one especially, we're going to want to do something else as well. So solid settings, let's pick another gray color. Let's go for something super light. Yeah, it's going to have the same mask on it, so hit M, duplicate the mask, and then go to the expansion of the second mask, set it to a little bit in the minus, and set it to subtract, and then you get like one of these rings. In fact, we're going to up it quite a bit, because we want to have something a little more interesting. There you go. So yeah, just a thin ring, but I wanted it to be outside of this, and yeah, you can see what it does. So currently it wipes on with the other one because it has the same animation on it. And I want it to wipe on with the second one. So we're just going to hit the U on our layer and then just transform, or well, put these, no, all of them, to where the second one starts instead of where the first one starts. So this way they will actually wipe on together. And as you can see, there's one frame difference. I don't know if you could see, but there was. So we're going to change that, make sure that everything is still lined up correctly. And yeah, so what we want is we want this motion to continue. So the motion that we have should continue the entire way through. We can of course vary on it a little bit, but yeah, it's still a good thing to have some continuous motion on screen, and this is how we do that. So yeah, when the second one comes in, we should, so when it's all the way here, we should in fact be looking at yet another layer. So another layer, another color, and currently we're going for something darker. Okay, new. Hit the U, and well, first of all hit the masks because we want to see what we're actually creating, and we're going to once again go to expansion. Expansion is going to be bigger this time, I guess. So let's not make it this big, but it can be quite big. So yeah, once this one starts wiping off, the other one should wipe on, which means we hit U, and we're going to move this forward and do the same thing that we did before. Hopefully this time it actually lines up. It does. So yeah, every time the first one wipes off, the second one should wipe on. And let's make another one. Now we can vary on it a little bit, I guess. So here, instead of just one thing, we're going to make two things happen. Layer, solid settings. And let's make this like a, I don't know, some color in between. And let it do the same thing, but with a different mask. So we're going to once again address the Mosque Expansion. As far as I know, there's no hotkey for that, but I may actually be wrong about that. I don't know. So currently we want to have something on screen. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know why it's not displaying anything. Maybe I have too much currently going. The subtract is 0. This one should be doable, right? I don't know. So why are you not displaying anything? Let's see where you are. Maybe it's just a wrong color. Maybe I can't see it. No, it's actually a light color, so. This is cute. I don't know what's going wrong. Oh, that's what's going wrong. Okay, I was in the first spot here, so nothing was actually on screen because it was wiped off. So currently, let's put the mask expansion to something small, something inside of the rest. I guess we can go for 0. And let's put this to, yeah, not minus 305. We can actually put it to something like this. And put another one on top of it. So another one, let's say a lighter one. Where are you? Solid settings. Let's put a very light one on top of this. Of course, we need to edit the masks once again. Mask expansion. Don't put it exactly in the middle, because that would look weird. And then we can make it something like this. Maybe even duplicate it. Hit the M. Let's see what's happening here. So currently I'm just trying to create something interesting. That's too far, by the way. Let's make it like this. And make the expansion here something smaller as well. And then of course the color has to be a different color. Can't have this one. Yeah, it would be crazy. So this is kind of close to the background color. Yeah, but it's not the same. Let's see what it looks like if we, yeah, it's okay. If we color it, it's fine. So currently we have one thing, then we have one thing, then we have this enormous change all of a sudden, so that's kind of strange. Let's move all of these over a little bit. Let's hit U, and let's just say, well, we don't want them all the way over here. So yeah, now the big one wipes on, and then this one wipes on. Yeah, it's a little bit too much, considering that we started off with virtually nothing on screen, and so this becomes bigger, and then it becomes more complex, and then maybe we can make the next one like more interesting. First of all, close all of this, and then just duplicate one of them. Doesn't really matter. They all have the same effect on them. So a few frames on. Let's, or actually, well, we could have stayed there, because I don't want to make the same mistake where I can't see what I'm doing. So just making sure. So currently we want something to be on the screen that's a little more complex, which means thinner lines normally. Let's start with a really big one. Yeah, since it's close to the background color, I'm going to just keep it like that. Masks, expansion, and now we're going to draw it in a little bit. Oh, draw this one in a little bit. Okay, close to the other one, but not at the other one. And then make a completely different line thickness, and of course a different line color. That should make for a nice contrast. There you go. And then of course duplicate it again. And yeah, we're just going to keep layering on different things until we are like, okay, yeah, this looks good. We're not there yet, but we will get there. It's kind of a hassle that we have to do the mask expansion every time. Actually, I can solve that. Just hit the keyframes on this thing, and then you can just change them at will. without having to worry about it. I'll show you in a moment. So this one's going to be close to the other one, so very small gap between them. And then, well, the line thickness has to be different from the other one. So we can make something like this. Remember, it's going to wipe on after this one, so the fact that it's close to the other one doesn't really matter. But yeah, if I now duplicate this one, so Control D, and I change the color and such, that still has to be done by hand, I'm afraid. And then I hit U, you immediately get the mask expansion, so you can just edit it right on, which is excellent. Okay, another light one, I guess. That's not why I wanted to position it, but okay, so we're not done anyway. Nope, that's not the one I wanted to edit. This is the one I wanted to edit. Where are you? Oh, once again with that transition complete. Okay, apparently the light doesn't really color well, so let's make it dark instead. I'm just trying to design something that actually works. Yeah, that's better. And now let's make one more layer. Just a very small difference from what we just made. Oh, I can just hit U. There you go. A little bit bigger. This one a little bit bigger. And a very, very thin line of like maybe white, so maybe entirely white. So I want it to really pop. So let's make it entirely white and see how that looks. Yeah, it's okay. So now we're going to take all of this. I don't know where the last one is, but kind of screwed up with the amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, it seems. So that would be including this one. And now let's hit U and move all of these frames. Well, let's move all frames over to right here. No. So this would look like this now. So it's all about just making new layers and or rings and just wiping on the new rings. But of course, the color combinations kind of make it look cool. And if you want to color it, as I said, you can do that with a simple adjustment layer. If you want to have brighter colors, you can, of course. You make it like this. That would be a little bit too bright. I think the background just needs to be black. And you can also green it up a little. Let's make the background like entirely black. It's currently somewhat black, but if we actually make it black, the color will pop a little bit more. It also looks less designed, which is kind of a problem in this case because we want it to look like very spiffy. But yeah, we have all these wipes going on now. You can of course vary the speed as well. I don't like it currently because I think we're onto good stuff here and I don't want to mess that up. So this one then, where are we? We're over here somewhere. Let's duplicate it, hit U, And then we go and stand on this position, because yeah, you have to keep track of that. And we're going to make something new out of this. First of all, Mosque Expansion. Let's make the 0 minus, was it 300? That should be good. Except that I need minus 300 on this. So yeah, this is just a complete fill of the middle once again. We already did several of those. Well, no, only one actually. But yeah, it's nice to have them every now and then. Let's make it, I don't know, this color. Let's turn off the color again. It's easier to work with then. And then we're going to wipe on at the same time, of course, a few of these rings again in the middle, of course. So solid settings. Let's make a really bright ring. Well, just white is good. Normally I shouldn't use white, but yeah, well, every now and then you can. And a little bit minus here. Okay, that looks good. Let's make another one. Let's make one that's actually really dark instead, just for the contrast. Hit U. I like to keep a little bit of space between them, but you don't have to. If you're like, okay, I want this to fit exactly, and you go to the same value that the previous one had. So this was minus 20. So you just type minus 20 and then you added this one to fit whatever your needs are. I currently am going to keep a little bit of distance between them. I like that. I like the little ring between them. I don't know. It makes it look more complex, and that's exactly what we're going for. So I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger even, and then put another ring on top of this. And yes, it's just about making more stuff. It's not complex. These things aren't complex. They're not supposed to be complex. They're supposed to look pretty, and that's the only thing that you should design them for. Is it pretty? Then yes, it's good. It's not pretty, then yeah, you're doing something wrong. So, and of course, it's all in the eye of the beholder. So if you don't like it, but someone else does, or if someone else likes it, but you do, no, sorry, if you like it and somebody else doesn't, then that's all fine. As long as somebody likes it, it's good. Especially if you make it for someone else, just make it in a color they like, in, well, a style they like, things like that. So outside of this, I would like to put in some bigger rings. So we're going more and more complex, in case that wasn't obvious yet. So we're trying to get more and more stuff in. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have this. So kind of it becomes more and more complicated to build each layer, but it also becomes more attractive with every circle that it makes. Every wipe it makes, I guess. So we're going to go somewhere over here, and then we're going to go somewhere over here. Thin line inside of the old one. So this old one is going to wipe off, and then it's going to kind of leave behind a couple of these rings. Maybe I should make two of the same color even. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, just you. Yeah, kind of screwed up there. So one fat one thin one, that seems about right. It's a little bit too thin, in my opinion. Okay, with control, you can, if you hold control, you can scroll more fine. So finely, I guess. So you get some more control over how fast these pixels change, and that is good. So yeah, this seems okay-ish. It's not great. Let's change the big one to a slightly different color. Like still light, but not the same. And it will show up as a different color right here. Actually, it's kind of the same color. It's still kind of the same color. Let's change it a little bit more. So of course on a black background it's really hard to see the differences between them. Okay, so once again we pick up everything that we just created, and I don't know where that ends, to be honest. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, it would be great to have everything. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 or 6, I don't know. Let's take 5 for now. Just pick up everything that they have and move it to the second position here. There you go. So yeah, I missed one because as you can see this one is still here, and that was the one that I started with. So let's move that over as well. Okay. As I said, it doesn't really matter because they will just fit in with the other, or with the new one. Okay, so currently it looks like this. This one will wipe off. I'll leave behind a little bit. I think we need to do something in the middle here as well. It just looks very empty now. Of course, that can be a design choice, but as I said, I wanted to make it more complex, not empty. So we're going to just duplicate this one. I have to stand on this particular frame, otherwise my keyframes won't work well. Actually, otherwise it just gets screwed up, and we don't want that. Yeah, just hit U, and we're going to down with the Mosque Expansion. Where are you? Transition complete again. So yeah, currently let's start with the outside. It should be over here somewhere. And then the inside should be over here somewhere. And let's duplicate this. Hit U. Oh, change the color, otherwise we can't see what we're doing. And then just plop it on. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of, well, complexity. All we want is complexity. So currently it looks like this then. This one wipes off, and then this one wipes off. Okay, I don't know what it will look like in the final result, but it seems fine to me. Let's go with a little less on this, so it doesn't seem like it just stays there. Okay, we're currently almost 7 seconds in, and we could actually choose to say, well, we're going to round it off. Of course we don't need to. You can keep doing this for like half an hour. But let's say that we've had enough and we want to decomplicate it. You can of course just wipe off the entire thing and just be done with it. But I want to decomplicate it first. Make sure that yeah, that we have a complete animation. So currently we're going to start in the middle. Yeah, whatever. First the minus and the plus. We can actually make this into an entire thing here. So we're just going to start with this as our background, and then we're going to build on that. Duplicate, U, and different color, something ultra light, or white in this case. Oh yeah, the minus first. Oh, the minus was already at 0. Okay, so we're going to just add some stuff on here. Like one big ring. And then we're going to duplicate that, and without changing the colors, because we can do that later, I'm going to set this to 0 or near 0 again. Then we can make a ring here. And we can duplicate it again, hit Q. I'm going to set this to 0, and then yeah, just add in something new. Once again, duplicate. Now we're going to make a little ring between the two here. Something like that. That seems about right. So you can of course turn out the mask with the toggle mask and shape path visibility. Yeah, okay, let's now change some colors because we have some nice stuff going. Yeah, this outer ring should probably not be white. It's a little bit too big to be one of the brightest colors we can make, or rather the brightest color, I guess. So it's better like that. Then this was like, well, the first one was this one, I think. Then we had the middle thing. Let's change the middle thing to something a little bit darker. Maybe like super dark. Yeah, that's not the one I wanted to change. Which one are you? Okay, so it's this one. Layer settings, this one should be then the super dark. Not black, but super dark. And now we're going to add some more life to those regions. So first of all, this one and this one. Well, first of all, the middle one. Let's hit U. Change this to this, and then just add on some stuff. No, that was fine. Let's make this into something like this. Change the color, of course. We don't want pure white, we want something light, but that's fine. And let's change these white things to, hang on, which are you? Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Solid settings, a little bit darker. Just some variation in the color, and that will translate into variation in this color. That's fine. You can see here that the difference between black and this dark color is still huge, because this one actually colors quite nicely, whereas the black just stays black. The white also stays white, which is why I don't really like to use it too much. But for now it seems fine. Let's see which one this is. Yeah, this is our background thingy. So let's keep that marked a little bit. Whatever. Yeah, let's just drag them over. See what it looks like. You can also just drag off the entire. Yeah, I'm making a new layer now every time because I'm kind of lazy like that. You can also reuse the layers, of course, or you can just drag the entire layer over to where you want it to start. It's just as easy as making the points move. But in this case, yeah, I'm just kind of lazy like that. Anyway, let's see what it looks like. So this is the last one we made so far. Maybe we should add another ring to the outside. So here you can see why I like the white in there every now and then, because it really pops as a color. It's just that it doesn't colorize with the curves effect. So yeah, there's that. Let's make it something light, something good stuff. Yeah, this shouldn't actually be pure white. I don't think I actually picked pure white, but yeah, whatever. Let's go over here and then make a little ring out of it. And then change the color, because this is not the color I wanted. I wanted it to be like a bright blue or brighter blue. And that's why I picked a high color, but apparently it doesn't work like that. Yeah, that's cool. Something like that. Maybe even add a secondary ring underneath it. So change the bottom one. Make it a little smaller, make it a little bigger. And then change the color to something darker. Not too dark, but darker. That way we get a little color effect going. Let's hit U. Make it a little more visible. Yeah, that seems fine. So yeah, I have this set to half. If you set it to full, you will get a better resolution. It doesn't really matter too much for circles, but yeah. It also takes time then to process, and that's what I don't like. So I can even set it to quarter, and yes, you will get a little bit of pixelation, but you will still get the general concept of what you're trying to make. So currently, yeah, and this is why I need to be on that frame, by the way. Let's put it over there. The other one still does it. Yeah, we can actually incorporate that as an effect, because it's actually a cool effect. Let's do that. Let's do that in the next one, or actually in this one could be as well. Why not? Control Z. So it will wipe on this one, and then once it's stationary, it will actually start changing. Yeah, it's cute. It should stop there. Oh, wait, it's on the middle ring. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's kind of a movement effect, I guess, and we can actually do that with multiples. So we can just say, yeah, let's do both of them. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, just the one is fine. Yeah, this seems okay. Just the one. That one is going to just go to the middle and rest there. Okay, we were decomplicating our effect. So I already made it into more of a unified thing. So this one is more unified than this one, which has, hang on, than this one. This has all kinds of colors. I kind of decreased the color density, the color variation. And now we're going to go and change the rest to actually collapse a little. I'm duplicating this one because the other two have that animation on there. Well, one of them, I guess. I don't think both of them have it. Only the light one should have it, as far as I know. Yes, this one doesn't have it. So just hit U once again, and we're going to yeah, make it smaller. So instead of being this big, we're going to make it this big, and then we're going to shrink that over the next few waves. Let's go minus first, and then plus. Make this big, and then once we have that, we're going to increase this. Yep. Okay, I'm going to move this over straight away so that I don't have to do that later. Yeah, the only problem that we have now is that we can't really see what we're doing at this point, but we can see it at this point, so let's do it there. Yeah, so this is the first one. Let's make a new one. Hit U. And this one is going to go to 0. This one is going to go to wherever we want it to be. Okay, that seems right. Different color, of course. Less of a bright color, more of a darker one. There you go. Just duplicate it once again. Change the color, of course, to something light. And then hit U. Set the Mosque Expansion to whatever you like. Yeah, I need to change the color so I can actually see what I'm doing. Something dark again. It's too close to the background color. Either a lot darker or a lot lighter. Yeah, this seems okay. Still has the gleam on it, but it's not the same. No, this one. And here for you. Put it to there, and then make it a little bit bigger. Make this one a little bit bigger as well. Okay, one more portion in the middle, and then this layer should be just about done. And we're going to first of all put this to 0, and then yeah, okay, different color, but still looks fine. Okay, that's close to the background color. We can actually use this, but then we have to use some kind of accentuation. Let's do solid settings once again. Just take a different color, get a little bit brighter. We can actually see it. Yep. So this one is way less complex than the previous one. As you can see, it goes from this one to this one. And then next one could actually just be like the middle part. Duplicate. Let's do this for a moment so that we have all layers deselected. So yeah, this one could be used for our middle. Yeah, let's first move them over. Okay, expansion out. Now it seems that we should go until here, and then maybe make this expansion actually make a hole in it, something like that. Yeah, that looks right. So let's duplicate this, put in some darker and lighter colors. Let's first start with the lighter colors. And then hue. It's very boring work at this point, but you are trying to create something good, not something that's just a few frames. And this seems to be the way to do it. Duplicate, hit U, just expand it, then make a little tiny ring, get a different color. Yep, duplicate this once again. And edit the bottom one in this case, because we want it to be underneath that one. And make that a different color as well. Okay. Yeah, it's close to the background color, but you will see the difference. And if you're not satisfied with that, just duplicate it again, and once again modify the bottom one. Turn it up even lighter. And just make another ring. Yes, it doesn't seem to really uncomplicate things, but we will get there at some point. Yeah, actually, this one still has to be changed because it looks weird that it's almost the same color as the background. It's a little lighter, so if we up the lightness, that should do it. Yeah, now I'm going to delete this one just to make sure that we have less and less going on. Okay, duplicates, hit U, move this over until we reach this one. And then we're going to edit it once again. So this one's going to be less of a, yeah, just even less of a complexity and also less big. So yeah, let's say 3 layers in this one. So a light color, and that one is going to be a little more. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, so hit U, and then just put on this this nice ring, and then we're going to put on, well, I guess 4 layers. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4 as well, but yeah, it's ring on ring on ring on ring, which makes it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whereas here we currently have 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's a little bit too much of a difference. And we want it to be gradual, almost unnoticed. Let's take this nice middle color. There we go. Hit U. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to put a ring around the edge because we haven't done that in a while. And it is a nice effect. It's very easy. Yeah, I shouldn't try to actually do that. Should in fact try to not do that. No, this is, let's go down. Okay, so the complexity is definitely less because we have, well, broader strokes here, but and the colors are closer together. I don't know, it just looks less crowded than the other one. Come on. There you go. Then let's go on to the next one. Move the entire thing over to the second one. And yes, this is becoming quite a lot of animation time. We have 12 seconds now. And currently we're getting close to the end here. We can, of course, as I said, do this for hours. Just keep changing the rings and yeah, everything will work out. So this one's going to be very small because we're kind of running towards the middle, or towards the end, sorry. So we can actually just do what we did in the beginning. Let's see what we did in the beginning. So in the beginning we had our first thing wipe on, and then we replaced it with a line. So we can do line into the end thing, and then a bigger line, and then we started doing complexer things. So yeah, that's how we started. And now we should have maybe a similar thing. Maybe we should just wipe on a big line here. Well, I guess first we need one more semi-complex thing, like we're creating now. Let's change the color a little bit at least, because it's the same color we used in the last one. And even though nobody will notice, it's for me. Just yeah, whatever. Darker color here. Hit U. Go and change the sizes. Okay, like that, and maybe one more inside here. So just duplicate, hit U, make this small, and make it a different color. And now we can make the ring thing. Okay, so we're on to the next one. Control D, duplicate, move this over. Okay, make a big ring, and yeah, that's really all we need to do at this point. So, big ring. Oh, it's already scaling. Cool. It's scaling together. A little bit of a different color, maybe. Because once again, it's the last color I used, and well, that's not really what I was looking for. Okay, then duplicate it again. I don't know what I duplicated there, but not the layer. Hit U, move them over. Oh, I duplicated the masks. Yeah, that is messy. Let's see if we once again have two masks. Yes, exactly. So yeah, I accidentally duplicated the masks, but it's an easy way to fix that. If you notice it straight away, This one is going to be smaller and just a single ring as well. It's going to be light. And hit the U. Let's change some settings. And then the final one is going to be just like the first one. It's going to be a complete circle. And so this one's going to minus something. This one is going to like here somewhere. And it's going to be a dark color, I think. There you go. So yeah, that's your whole thing. It's 14 seconds long, a little bit more, and you get all these wipes. And of course we can do stuff with the color now, because that's why we made the color separate. So let's do that. Let's go to the adjustment layer and just say like, okay, first reset. Then we're going to set the curves thing. We're going to pick a nice opening color. Let's pick the opening color. Make it something reddish. Put all the green out. The blue out. Yeah, so we're starting off with red. We're going to drag that to the beginning there. Okay, then after, let's say we had 15 seconds, so let's say 3 seconds, we're going to go into a blue color. And so take out the red, this partially, and the green should be, yeah, maybe like that. Okay, so it's going to be, no, let's not make it purple. Take out more red. There you go. Make it actual blue, because the purple will be in between here somewhere. There you go. I like the blue in general. Like, blue is such a good color for these kind of things. So after 3 more seconds, we're going to just do our green. Hang on, let's reset everything. No, let's not brighten it up. Let's go to green. Make it a green color. Take out the red. And maybe make it a little more blue. Maybe even put in something like this. A contrast curve, which makes the green pop a little bit more. So it goes from blue to green. And then at 9 seconds, we can make it like yellow or orange or some random color like that. Let's take this out a little bit. Put out the green and then put in some bluish. Maybe a little more red. No. More green. That's what we need. Less blue. And more red. Yeah, this is a color we haven't had before. So yeah, okay. So we go from green to yellow. It's actually a very ugly shade of yellow. Let's see if we can make that a little bit better. No, it's the blue, I think. Yeah, we need to take out more blue. It's a better one. Okay, at 12 seconds, let's go and make, I don't know. We're just going to experiment here with a few colors. Okay, that is totally bad. First of all, this is not a color. This is the RGB spectrum. No, the blue then. Add some blue. Oh, we already did that. This actually becomes quite a nice color. It actually allows you to mix some colors this way with the contrast curves. And then at 15 seconds, when the thing has been long over, we can make it into no color. I don't know. Well, let's make it into something that we already used, like the beginning. At least it changes some colors now, so it goes back to red basically. So yeah, this is one way to do it, and you can see that it actually results in quite nice color changes, well, at some point. You can also use the tint effect, which means that you can actually pick the colors, and I will demonstrate that in a moment, I think. Because I think that's actually worth seeing if that's a better way to do this. Yeah, you can see that the colors change. You can also let them change, of course, on every wipe. So you can make every layer its own color, which would be nice as well. It's just a lot more work, but yeah, you can definitely do that if you feel like it. So yeah, the overall effect is not that difficult to achieve, I think. It's just a lot of work. So let's go and see what tint will bring us. We're going to put the tint instead of the curves, so just turn off the curves and just say we map black to, say, blue. And then all of a sudden it becomes like this. Of course, you need to take care of the background by making sure that you don't have a background. And going to a new composition, and oh, this actually works already. Okay, so yeah, just turn off your background. If you want a different color background, go to a new composition, put in this entire thing except for the background, and then it should work as well. I'll show you in a moment. Anyhow, the advantage of this being, of course, that you can just say, okay, I want this to be blue, and then at 3 seconds, I want this to be, I don't know, like this color, and then at 6 seconds, I want this to be, I'm just picking random colors here, this color, and then at this point, I want this to be orange, something, I don't know. There you go. And then at 12, I want it to be, let's make it something like that. And at 15, I want it to be something like that. So the thing is, this is way easier to pick, but you don't have the contrast curves, you don't have anything else, so you only get to pick colors, which can be very nice, and you definitely get a nice effect from it. But yeah, it's a little more limiting than the other one is, than the curves is. Yeah, well, both are fine. They both work, so why not? And you can definitely see the rainbow here that we created, which is excellent. Yeah, it looks nice. You can now we make the colors lighter. Basically, you can also map the white to something instead of the black. Don't do both at the same time. But I can show you here. If we map black to black and then white to something else, you get completely different colors. So you get way darker colors because now you're mapping the lightest color to something else, And it all depends on what you want, of course. And anyway, deleting this one because we don't want that in there. So if you want to use something but you want a different background as well, as I said, just make a new composition. It's the same thing, so just dump your old composition in there and just create a background. So I did turn off the background, so let's say you want to have a green background. There you go. Green screen, man. It's a thing. And there you go. Now you have a background that's unaffected by the color changes that we put on the adjustment layer. And that's because here I turned off the background, so there's no eye here. If I do turn it on, then yeah, it gets colored with the thing, and yeah, I can show you. It's actually both green, that's why I got confused there. But yeah, that's the tint effect. The tint effect will color the black as well if you, well, set it to do that. But yeah, in general, if you want a different background, so let's say you didn't want this ugly background, but you wanted to generate, for example, this, and then maybe, I don't know, make it some kind of dark purple, bluish background, that could work. As long as it's dark enough so that the colors really pop, it should be fine. Let's make it something like that. I don't know. 4 colors that are kind of unitable would be nice. And then just mix them up a little bit. I don't know. Let's put the color in the corner there. This is actually a different color, so yeah, this could work as well. And yeah, if you like that, that's fine. If you want to darken it, you can either go for the opacity here or the opacity here, because the background is black. You will get that effect. So yeah, it's cool. Yeah, the rest you have to figure out for yourself. It's not a difficult effect. You can just set all the parameters and see what they do. But 4-color background, or gradient, I mean, is quite a nice effect, and it gives you nice backgrounds if you want them. Let's put it up a little bit. And yeah, that's all I have to say for now. So hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something about these radial wipes. I didn't explain the effect, by the way, so how the effect works, but I did explain that in one of my introduction videos, so just yeah, Google that or search my channel for that. Should be easy enough to find. Yeah, let me just show me what you made up with this. I would really like to know. So let me know in the comments if you made something. And if I can see it, just post a link or whatever, so I can watch it, because I'm really looking forward to seeing some work of what people did with these tutorials, just to see maybe like what I explained correctly, what I didn't explain correctly. Also, if you have questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.